Radio Network.
It's 7 o'clock. It's Thursday night. I'm Mac James, stand-up comic, and it's time for Stand Up for News. Welcome back, everybody. It's Thursday. Welcome back to another exciting, adventurous episode of Stand Up for News. I am Mac James, James Esterline, your host. We're stand-up comics, basically, and we tell the news, because nobody likes the news the way it's told. There's always a punchline that they're missing, and we're not the left, we're not like CNN, and we're not like the right, we're not like Fox and those guys, because we tell the news how it is for both sides, and like Manny Avila, my co-host here, he always says, we know we're full of crap. All right, say hello, Manny.
How's it going, everybody?
Welcome
It feels
back
good to be back here. Yes, it does.
We have our other co-host here, Captain Jim Marvin's back in studio after having a surgery or whatever.
Ahoy, mateys. Had to get the hull patched up a little bit.
Your business out there. Yeah, how's the divorce going?
They had to renovate his poop deck or whatever. On a ship, too, I heard.
One way to say it.
So, we also have Robin, Macho Woman Savage, my other co-host here. She was at her daughter's musical, was it? Or concert?
It was. I was.
How was that? Say hello to everyone.
Oh, yeah. Hello, everyone.
And then Matt, the producer's here, too. We got Matt.
How about you let Robin finish telling your story first
Yeah,
before you introduce me?
I know.
Tell me more about your story. Introduce yourself. How's
Really
Matt?
that was rhetorical. She wasn't here because of some concert night. She knew I was mad about it,
It was my daughter. My daughter's a senior in high school, and it was her very last concert. She played the trumpet, and it was really good.
Wait, you're going to put her last concert over James Esterline?
Yes, I would do the same thing if I was Robin.
You see the irony of the joke now. Good.
Priorities.
All right. So, yeah, I was just messing with you. That went well?
It was great. My mother's in town, and she got to see her, and the whole even her brother, my son, went and saw
Yeah, I wasn't mad.
Awesome.
I wasn't mad when you told me you were gonna. I was mad after the show that you weren't here because last week's show was a steamer, wasn't it, bud?
I plead the fifth. I'm not talking.
Yeah, I wasn't too proud of it. Russell sat across the table from me. We're both looking at each other the same way, like this is not good. All right, so here's the thing that I got pointed out. That sometimes if I'm on stage or even on the radio here and I tell a joke that's not good, I just blame one of you guys. Have you heard me do that before, you guys?
Never.
Regularly.
Have you heard me do that, Robin?
Sometimes, yes.
Someone said that's tacky and I need to stop doing it. But I always pick someone that writes better material than me. So I'm not going to do that anymore. But this is an opportunity for you guys to tell me how you feel about when I do that.
I feel like this is a very personal validation on air for you. But yes, no. I mean, I don't want
feedback.
I personally
do apologize publicly to whom
listen,
I've done it to in all of the Stand Up for News crew. I've done it to, and
I personally
want you except
think
Chris.
it's funny. I think it's funny. I love that. It cracks me up. Like if a joke doesn't work and you blame it on somebody else. To me,
I've never told one of your guys' jokes. I've only told mine. Anytime I say that, it is me that wrote it, not anybody else. That's a disclosure too.
But I think it's like a good vibe when like a comic's up there being silly, and then they sort of blame it on another comic. It's known that we're all friends. That it's good. It's funny.
Sometimes it recovers for the joke. Sometimes it doesn't, though.
James, I feel about it like I feel the way about sex. It was funny the first time. After that, I got tired of it.
I do have a serious question, though. Is there hatred among certain stand-up comics? Or is it everybody's friends with everybody and you just trash on each other like you would?
I just worry about myself and my crew.
Man.
No, I know that. I'm just asking in general. Like,
sometimes
it's weird. There's a lot of different personalities.
Yeah,
there's
a lot of different personalities.
People that conflict.
And then some people like you subtly. Some people don't like you subtly. Some people don't dislike you very obviously.
Right, but none of it matters at all.
Yeah, I just try to have sex with as many comics as I can. This is why I got along with Jim and James.
That would explain a lot, actually. That would explain a lot, maybe.
Alec Horowitz was here, and he said that most of the podcasts he's been doing, he's never been on radio, but all the podcasts, they just wind up talking trash about the other local comics, actually. So,
oh, wow.
Well, not on our podcast. You can't say that. You can check us out on
don't say anything or whatever it's called.
Well,
you can't say that.
I hate to be all mushy, but talking about like comics you like, I was so glad that it's just the four of us. I feel like this is the OG.
Little does she know, I don't even like her that much.
I was going to say, this is the crew
okay,
wasn't this the original crew that started Stand Up for News here in the first place?
The first year, it was a different crew, but this is almost been 1 year since us four sat down together and tried to keep it a consistent four people.
Yeah.
I mean, some guys you got to rotate out. Like when Jim's out on the sea, or you're doing whatever, you got guys, people coming in.
Yeah.
We're not the original Power
He was
Rangers,
on
but we're the
tour.
best Power Rangers.
There you go.
Well, the original team was me, Scott Patrick, Christopher Wright. And then Chris played music. We told the news. We brought in guests. And then Scott had to do he got a promotion at work, couldn't be here, so I created the segment. He could be a man on the street,
Which is why he calls in every week.
Yeah, he's our
He's
man
funny.
on the street. But as of now, he got that new promotion again. He might not be able to call in because he's doing some cabinet work right now.
All right.
He's like a foreman guy or something,
Good to him.
manager.
Yeah.
So if he can't, that's fine. But he'll be able to call in eventually again on some street, anywhere. I was like, you can be on any street you want. You're a man on a street, not the street,
Sesame Street.
So then it was after that, Dick Colligan was on the show.
Then he found Scientology.
In Scientology, yeah. And then we had Rachel Ray on the show, and then she walked off
The
on
cook?
the show.
Rachel Ray, the cook?
Did she make a souffle?
She stole that chick's name. It's a different Rachel Ray, you guys. But she acted like a diva because Scott came back in the studio to interview Tommy Chong on the radio, right? And she was sitting in this seat, which is his seat. So you're technically sitting in Scott's seat. If he ever comes
Bad
back, would
juju.
you get mad if he was sitting there?
Scott,
When
don't
you-
worry, we're keeping the seat warm for you here in studio, bud.
If he came in right now and you were sitting there, would you say anything like "get out of my seat"?
No, but I would be happy at the opportunity to possibly sit on his lap.
That's awesome, bro.
It is Christmas time. Why not?
Yeah,
Scott,
don't leave me
Scott
hanging
Santa
on-
Claus
even if-
Patrick.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't leave me hanging.
Oh, Scott St. Patrick.
There
So
you go.
okay, so she walks in and looks at him and says to me, "Why is he in my seat?" Diva out of nowhere. I knew she had like this big ego, but it wasn't like that. And she inflamed, and then she went and sat on the bench. And I was like, "Pull up the other chair."
Well,
So eventually, she pulls up the other chair, and then she's like, "Where's the headset? Where's my headset?" I'm like, "Oh, they're right there. You just got to plug them in." She's like, "Tell Bobby to come in here and plug it in for me."
what? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm like-
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry, but no, we don't do. We will help you out before the
Yeah.
show starts. But if you start DVing us on the
Yeah.
fly on the air, you ain't getting help from me.
Because taking the cord and putting
Matt,
the end
Matt,
of it in that hole is
where's-
so hard,
Where's my Dasani?
I was going to say, I need my flat water,
Yeah, I
Matt.
was going to say, Matt, why don't you keep it down and bring some coffee in here for us, all right?
Coffee makers out here, help yourself. You decide you want to go up the block to the gas station.
Yeah, but no one would ever treat you like that. I wouldn't let him do that. So then I kind of looked at her like, you can plug it in yourself. What are you talking about? I'm not going to ask Bobby to come in here and do that. It's literally you're plugging this little cord in that hole, right? That's it. With a headphone.
Literally, yeah, that's it. There's 4 headphone jacks. Since this is radio, nobody can see it. There's 4 headphone jacks in the studio. So you plug in the 4 headphones.
Yeah, just like
shit.
it works just like any other headphone jack.
Exactly.
Can somebody come in here and jack me in?
So here's the best part of this whole story, right? The best part of the whole story, got the original crew here, Scott and Chris, and she's the new guy, and Dick Colligan. He wasn't here yet on that one, I think. So she's like, gets up, walks out, and sits in the lobby where we can all see her and just stares at us, right?
Wow.
As the radio show's starting. We're
Uh-oh.
about to interview Tommy Chong. And me and Chris rode here for 45 minutes here. We drove here from where he picked me up. And he was just so excited talking about it. As soon as we go on the air, I'm like, hey, you coming back in there? Rachel started the show, blah, blah, blah. And then I go, I got to tell you some news, guys. Standing up for the news. The news today is that Tommy Chong has rescheduled the interview. And, dude, they were so mad. Scott said he's still mad to me at this day.
Oh, so you knew ahead of time that you
Yeah,
weren't
he
going to
canceled
do...
the night before. I didn't want to tell him. I thought it'd be funny to me if I told him on the air.
That sounds
Which it was.
hilarious.
After Diva walked out. So Scott, me, and Chris had one of the best shows just telling the material we wrote for that week. Scott's like, I wasn't even going to write any material. It was not. But then I'm like, well, what if something happens? He cancels. So he prepped a bunch of stuff.
Oh, nice.
But that's why he's still mad, all the anxiety I
But
caused
that's
him.
it. That's also the rule, a golden rule of not only radio but comedy. Always have material just in case.
Proper
Yeah, there you go.
preparation.
Exactly.
Yeah, prevents a poor performance. The
Yep.
5 Ps. Charlie Batch's 5 Ps.
There you go.
So then, Scott, I'm sorry about that, man. I know you're still mad at me, so please forgive me someday.
I'm sure he's at home.
He doesn't have to. Yeah.
Crying.
Eating some
still.
sort of microwave.
He might call in. You never
Watching
know.
TV.
So you guys want to stand up for the news?
Let's go, man.
Let's
I got
go.
a bunch of news to stand up for
I have
because the news
so much
can't stand
news.
up for itself,
I have so much news.
Uh,
It's ridiculous.
The news-
The news can't stand
My
up for
pockets
itself.
are full
Hold
of
on.
news.
the news can't stand up for itself. That would explain the wheelchair I saw outside when I got here today.
Oh, yeah.
There's a wheelchair out front I saw. Yeah.
Oh, wait, can I use that?
Sure. Don't
yeah,
worry. We got the spare from the other one.
Yeah, it's actually Jim's dialysis later.
So I don't know if you guys, I'm sounding kind of nasally because I've been riding my bike and this weather's been cold, so forgive me. I'm feeling a little under the weather, but you know me, I like to be on top of the, usually of the weather. I don't like to be under.
All right. I don't know if that was a joke.
Okay.
Or,
No,
I like it. I like
Usually
it.
besides the weather.
As long as it's consensual and you're on top of her.
Mother Nature and me get it. Anyway, a Florida man drags a female police officer while handcuffed and being tased at the same time. A Florida man drags I didn't know Russell liked to dress up like a lady cop.
You're under arrest.
They're out there dragging around getting tased. I didn't know he was into that kind of stuff. Shout out Russell.
And talk about pigs. You want to call them pigs, right? Is that a bad thing, or
He's a swine because he's a female pig. Is a swine, right?
I think swine's just a pig.
There's got to be. Anyway, Russell is he's all pro blue. He's all for the law enforcement.
Oh, yeah.
Getting tased while he's dressed like a female cop.
Oh, he looks like he could take a few.
Florida man drags female police officer. Oh man, Robin, your turn.
Okay, NASA
What kind of
is
news you got?
such good news.
Awesome.
NASA is launching stadium-sized balloons from Antarctica for scientific experiments like mapping the Milky Way. I cannot talk. I'm going to try this over again.
Okay.
NASA is launching stadium-sized balloons from Antarctica for scientific experiments like mapping the Milky Way. Many critics responded with giant snickers.
Oh man.
Wow,
Nice.
size balloon.
I got this for you, Mom. Man, I hope they saw Uranus on that map. All right, Captain Jim Marvin.
Thank you. Yesterday, the president's son, Hunter Biden, defied a congressional subpoena to appear privately for a deposition before Republican investigators who had been digging into his business dealings, slamming the GOP-issued subpoena for the closed-door testimony and insisting he would only testify in public, saying to reporters, quote, what are they afraid of? I am here. Well, it seems from this press conference that the hunted has become the hunter. What a stupid name anyway. Why do all these rich people name their kids like their dogs or something? Baron, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, well, all the he knew he would be hunting for a lot of prostitutes and cocaine. So, I guess it kind of.
He should just come over to your place, Manny.
Yeah. All right, guys. Let's see what Captain Jim has for us here. In St. Pete Beach, authorities arrested a tourist after he drunkenly. I didn't know you were going to write about me. Okay. In St. Pete Beach, authorities arrested a tourist after he drunkenly threw gator nuggets into a restaurant when staff asked him to leave, sexually molested a man. Wait, okay, let's get through this one more time. Okay. In St. Pete, okay, this is stand up for news. A bunch of illiterates. The first part. Okay. In St. Pete Beach, authorities arrested a tourist after he drunkenly threw gator nuggets into a restaurant and when staff asked him to leave, sexually molested a manatee statue.
Yeah.
That dude knows how to party. What is this, Hunter Biden? Was he in St. Pete Beach yesterday? What the heck? Okay.
Bro.
In his defense, the suspect says the restaurant forgot to give him dipping sauce for his nuggets. Fair. That he is irresistibly drawn to the badonkadonk of a large aquatic mammals. And after he is released from jail, he is looking forward to visiting the Clearwater Marine Aquarium. I'm just glad Winter the dolphin is no longer around to see this.
Oh,
First off, who's Winter the dolphin?
you don't know who Winter the dolphin is?
The dolphin.
What is Winter the dolphin?
She had that movie about her, dude.
No, Winter had her. What the hell?
The
Prosthetic tail.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she had
Winter had the
she had a
prosthetic
fake
tail.
She has a tail.
Oh, I see.
Prosthetic.
Yeah.
All right.
Robo dolphin.
Irresistibly.
Ruh-roh.
Robo.
I don't know, but that guy does sound like fun, though. Why was he arrested for what? What's the crime? He molested a statue.
I was going to say.
He molested a statue and he gave food to a restaurant. There's already food in the restaurant. It's not even that big of a deal, right?
I agree.
What was his charges? Like being the life of the party?
Man, I was going to hand you the exact same story I wrote. I'm not going to make you read my writing, but here, maybe this will answer your question, though, bro. Last night in St. Pete Beach, a man was arrested for getting drunk and thrown out of the bar. So he retaliated by molesting a manatee statue while throwing gator nuggets at the venue, you guys, and the patrons. That was no statue, you guys. That was Russell. I trained him to catch gator nuggets for HJs.
I'm surprised the noise or the smell didn't give it away. The guy must have been very drunk.
I trained him to catch gator nuggets for HJs. FYI, Russell dropped all charges of being molested. He claimed you can't molest the willing.
I'm just wondering how that happened.
What a
Like,
wild night it must have been out there in St. Pete Beach.
yeah, like, hey, statue, how you doing? You looking really good.
Yeah. And the fact that he took it out, like his response was, I'm going to go molest the statue. You know?
Well, I throw gator nuggets.
Yeah. And then gator nuggets, those are pretty high-end nuggets, right? Gator nuggets, that's gator meat.
Sure.
I feel like he wouldn't have done that with a chicken nugget. Like they're a little softer.
I think it was the nugget.
Okay, a chicken nugget
or a
arrests a guy.
popper.
A gator nugget is like, thank you. Like a gator nugget's not.
I would never do that with mod sticks, though. I love those.
The grouper nuggets would have been too expensive.
Oh yeah, that would have
Are
been.
you kidding me? You couldn't even afford to order that.
I don't know. That's unjust.
He thought the manatee was going to toss his gator nuggets, you know?
That guy needs his own statue.
He had to toss his own.
Yeah, he needs his own statue.
The nugget tosser.
I just have a statue of him molesting a statue.
And have that statue molesting a statue of him. Be like a totem
Get your picture and take it with the
Florida man totem
molesting the statue. You know? No,
That's
that
what's
guy
up.
deserves a
Hall
statue.
of statue molestation.
He didn't even put his name out there. That's what's up. Can we get that guy his name?
I didn't think it was
I'm gonna
relevant.
save
It said
this story for
Florida
later.
man. They didn't put his name. All right, go ahead, Robin.
Let's see. A Kiwi professor who was visiting Colombia photographed honey creeper, which is a rare bird. Half of its body was female plumage, and the other half had male plumage,
What is a plumage?
like feathers.
Oh, okay.
So this guy
Stupid.
was a professor. He went to Colombia. He took a picture of this rare bird, and for some reason, this rare bird had like half male feathers, half female feathers. Yeah, Republican senators and Moms for Liberty are trying to get that photo banned.
Oh, yeah.
They're in big trouble.
Hermaphroditic bird.
It's a Russell bird now. Russell X Mania stars, we love you, bud. He got called into work. He's got to run the restaurant bar thing.
Miss you, buddy. All right, James. Last Friday, an appeals court in Texas found a 31-year-old pregnant woman in the state, Kate Cox, could proceed with a medically necessary abortion before the Texas Supreme Court stayed the ruling on Monday. The woman was about to seek medical care in another state this week when the Texas governor said she could have the procedure in the state, only to say, just kidding, you can't, as she arrived at the hospital. Texas officials say the woman can still have the abortion in the state, but only if she does it Texas style, which means the fetus either has to perish while crossing the border from Mexico or die in a school shooting. Very pro-life of you, Texas.
Yeah, what a great state.
This really took a MSNBC turn here, I gotta say. Jesus.
The one thing Texas can do better is make me happy that I live in Florida.
Yeah, right. Every great abortion joke ends in school shooting. This is fantastic. You know, can you get anywhere? This is a Christian station, Jesus.
Read Jim's joke.
Let's go. All right. A 9-year-old beluga whale, a Mystic Aquarium named. Okay, a 9-year-old beluga whale at Mystic Aquarium named Karabali has died. Winter's a lot nicer than Kalabali. That guy sounds like a terrorist.
Beluga.
All right, has died, marking the third death among 5 whales that were transported there from Canada in 2021. Was it a school shooting? A schoolfish shooting? Was it a schoolfish shooting? Tragically, that now only leaves us with 2 remaining members of Wilson Phillips for a reunion tour. I guess when you hold on, things really don't go your way. When did I write this headline? 1996?
I wonder, were they feeding the whales like maple syrup, and then they took them elsewhere? And they're like, "I want my syrup."
They were weighed down by all like the syrup, and then all the they were running away from the Canadian bacon. So like, the food sucks up here. You know, that was shot full of old references that I had no clue about.
Exactly,
you know?
which is why you
Wilson Phillips.
What?
Wilson Phillips?
You don't know what that is?
No.
Good, it doesn't get it that way.
That sounds like they make leather.
They make music, man.
Like leather upholsteries.
Hold on for what?
one more day.
Things go your way.
This isn't an age thing. This is a cold. I'm just.
one more day.
Okay, this isn't an age thing. I'm just not white.
So we go from stand-up
I'm just
to
not
shit
white.
news. All right.
This is what it is.
Can I
My
read
credit-
my joke now, you guys?
You don't know that song if your credit score is at 500.
Right.
China Phillips, Michelle Phillips' daughter, was one of them.
I got a lot to get to, you guys. Let's see here.
And now James spoils the fun trying to tell the news.
Okay, I got news. South Korean robot dog breaks a speed record yesterday. You guys, the fastest robot dog ever. For real, yeah. The same day, a South Korean robot broke a speed record too for catching and eating the world's fastest robot dog.
Oh, wow.
What happens if they molested the robot dog whilst molesting the statue?
What's the
It's not supposed to be an Asian racist joke, man. Because it's a Korean robot that they made, a dog robot. I saw the video. A South Korean dog robot, a robot dog. So then he made,
but it was
a regular human robot.
So did they make
Android.
them so there can be
Right.
a breed of dog that can actually outrun Koreans
Yes.
from eating them? Or okay, that was a little too
Oh,
bad.
because the Korean and then the dog.
They like to
Okay.
eat dogs. I was watching this video. where
Beating this
they
robot
brag
dog
about
at
it.
the joke.
Yeah. But that is
Never
interesting
telling that
though.
one again.
It is interesting though
Let's see
that
the.
there's robot dogs and they're racing them.
I wonder why
I
there's
wonder
no
if they're
North
racist
Korean.
against black robots.
Yeah.
All right, hey, that sort of recovered a little bit. I want to tell you one other thing though, to make up for that. If I can
Right.
find it really quick.
Is it in the Bible?
Why is the topic of St. Pete in St. Pete? They're trying to change the name. The city council is trying to change the name of the Tampa Bay Rays. Did you read about that today?
No.
To the Tampa Bay.
Yeah. So they're going to go to vote to see if they can bring Sternberg in to change the name of the Tampa Bay Rays to the St. Petersburg instead of Tampa Bay, you guys. That's crazy. Ukraine's really upset because they want to change it to the St. Petersburg Russians. They're really trying to change it to St. Peter's. I don't think that's a...
Is that true?
It's
or
more
not?
accurate though. It's in St. Pete. It's not in Tampa.
It's Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
it's not
Tampa Bay.
I just think they
Is St.
should
Pete Tampa
they should
Bay?
not change it.
It's still Tampa Bay. Just stop messing with a good
We're
thing.
part of Tampa Bay. It's the Tampa Bay Bucks. Tampa, it's the
but the
Bay
difference-
Area.
Yeah, but the difference is the Bucks and the Lightning and the Rowdies actually play in
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. The Rays are on St. Pete.
In St.
Yeah.
Pete.
The
But
Rays
still, that's
used
Tampa
to
Bay
have
nevertheless. I mean, think about it.
Rowdies.
You're looking like Miami, right? The Miami Marlins, Miami Heat, and Miami Dolphins all play in the city of Miami. The Florida Panthers play in Sunrise, suburb of Miami. It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I don't think they should change
But
it.
you can't. Let's
due to
Florida Panthers,
branding,
come on,
you know?
bro. You can't have a whole state. Get it together. You
Yeah.
figure it out. Why don't you stick to
Florida
commit?
Panthers.
Florida Panthers. Get out of here, bro.
All
you
right,
can
Mom,
play
take
anywhere.
off with some news, will you?
Okay, it wouldn't be stand up for news if we didn't talk about a wild animal being someplace where they weren't supposed to be. A deer broke into a New Jersey elementary school. The local police department helped the animal escape. The deer later told Stand Up for News rogue wildlife reporter that it went to the school in hopes of getting revenge on the fourth grade class's Elf on the Shelf.
Oh dear.
It's taking all the Santa, the Elf on the Shelf. I think it's taking all the Santa and all the reindeer population, and it's
Yeah,
you
that's
know.
a fun. When I was a kid, you'll get like a stupid play, or you get like a fake Santa Claus. They got a whole reindeer break into their, what I mean? Break into the room. That's like awesome,
All right. On Tuesday, the Sarasota County School Board called for board member Bridget Ziegler to resign after details emerged of her involvement in a three-way sexual relationship between her husband, Christian Ziegler, and another woman when the woman charged her husband with sexual assault. Ziegler, who is a co-founder of Moms for Liberty and a proponent of Florida's Don't Say Gay law, said in a statement that she would not consider stepping down and that being a mom for liberty not only applies in the boardroom, but also the bedroom.
Ooh.
Yeah. She admonished the press to call her sexual encounter a, quote, multiple partner relationship. I guess she doesn't want us to say gay or three-way.
Jim, you make sex sound so boring. Jesus.
What?
You made sex sound like a.
You should ask my girlfriend.
I don't need to, buddy. Jesus.
Just like they did manual pages 2 and 3, guys. 2 and 3 in the
You
manual.
make sex sound like a 9-to-5 corporate gig. That was so boring. I don't even have a vagina and it dried up listening to that. There's termites in my vagina.
What's
I
up?
love you, Jim. You're the man.
Termites in Manny's vagina.
Okay, should I go with one of Jim's?
Which
Should I
is
stumble
AKA
across one of Jim's?
It's what Captain Jim calls his trapper keepers, Manny's V word.
I'm gonna go for one of the highlighted ones here.
Can I?
Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay, you want me to go? Okay.
If it's not as long as some of the other ones are.
Okay, I'm
That's
gonna
a
go
lot of words
2008
here.
Iraqi broadcast journalist. You stop putting Asian names. We don't need to know the exact names. No one's gonna be like, oh, it was Mudabar al-Lazidi. That's what it was. No one's like gonna. This is stand up for news, not news. All right, Iraqi broadcast journalist Al Bundy throws his shoes at U.S. President Kenny Rogers during a press conference in England. The gesture is usually seen as a sign of disrespect in KFC. But in McDonald's case, he was just upset that the only shoes U.S. occupation forces allowed into Iraq were Skechers. Okay. All right.
Okay, Manny, you probably don't remember this. But George W. had a shoe thrown
I
at
do
him.
remember that.
Okay.
Because of the pot,
Yeah, but how long have you been writing these jokes? You wrote this in 2008?
It's a history for news joke.
Yeah, but that's not
you're
even...
reading the history. It's not history time.
I know.
yet.
I was going to say, at least put it in
History's
there.
not yet, man.
Okay, I guess that's history.
Avila?
Okay.
Can I tell one of these ones, you guys?
Like, you were really preparing for this your whole life. You know?
Okay. All right. Yaka Tidy Owl, Yuletide.
Pretty sure it's racist.
A Yuletide owl was found roosting in a Kentucky family's Christmas tree, you guys. The family said the owl snuck in and they should have knocked first before sneaking into their house, but it's pretty cute. Right? Hey, knock, knock, Robin.
Who's there?
Robins don't say who. Owls do. Robins say tweet. Right?
Tweet.
Anyway, who's there? That's what the owl said when you said who's there. Who? That's a stupid joke. Okay, a cow was hoisted out of an exposed cesspool pit, after falling in. It was there trapped there in the waste and the muck for days, you guys. After Rosie O'Donnell was rescued, she quoted, hey, put me back. I'll give myself one.
You'll give yourself one. In honor of Jim's great joke writing skills, do you guys want me to tell OJ joke or a Monica Lewinsky joke?
That's a tough one.
She tries to say
wow.
mean things in a nice way. I think. She doesn't know they're mean sometimes.
I'm going to go with the OJ first.
Taking you back to
She
the
doesn't know me and Manny are
1990s.
going to start snickering sometimes.
Okay, so this past week in New York City, there was SantaCon, which is an annual
It's a
pub
robot Santa, right?
crawl.
Is
Yeah.
it Decepticon or Autobot?
Yes.
SantaCon.
SantaCon.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
I took it a different way. From the looks of most of the Santas, most of them were cons.
Oh, yeah. They're all a bunch of cons.
They looked a little scraggly, some of those Santas.
That's funny. Speaking of cons, I'll segue. Prisoners are suing Alabama over forced labor, calling it a form of slavery, you guys, in their prisons. The prisoners in prison for kidnapping and sex slavery said they have no quarrels with this matter. But the rest of the prisoners said it was forced labor and it made prison suck and not fun.
Yeah.
No,
what are we supposed to feel bad for prisoners now? I mean,
They don't want to put them to work. They don't want to work.
Texas also likes forced labor, so maybe they could get that.
If that's the list right there. Oh, here you go. If the thief prisoners would have just had jobs in the first place, All right, well, go ahead, Robin. Or go ahead, Jim. I went out of turn.
Thank you, James.
I went out of turn.
In Tennessee, officials said an after-school Satan club will begin offering activities to children at an elementary school following Christmas break.
Did you say what? Satan?
After-school Satan
Oh,
club.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
The after-school club, nicknamed Little Devils, says it does not attempt to convert children to any religious ideology, but offers activities that emphasize a scientific, rationalistic, non-superstitious worldview. I thought that's what the science club was for. The program plans to show students the proper way to sacrifice a goat, how to safely light candles around a pentagram, and serve devil's food cake and goat blood punch. Sounds like a hell of a club, James. I sure as hell wish my school had one of those when I was young. It would have been heaven.
what Catholic school is that?
St. James, I think.
It sounds like skulls and bones.
I
Right?
bet
No,
for
I
breakfast, they probably had deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs, yeah. Now, are they called the little devils? Or are they doing it cutesy like little?
Oh,
little
Lil,
devils? Little devils.
Everybody needs a face tattoo.
I wish. No,
It's called Lil Devils.
that's what it should be named. That was my joke.
Here, Manny, I want you to read this one.
Oh
somewhere
man,
here.
I had trouble getting through this. I can't even.
That's tight.
Man, this is like a
Number
Warsaw
6.
test.
Read number 6 there, buddy.
Okay, I'll try.
Give it a
European
whack.
Union agrees to open membership for negotiations with Ukraine today. That was pretty well.
Good job.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah,
good
I
job.
know. Ukraine says, Mom says, you have to let me in your club too. Ukraine says, Mom
You gotta
says,
sell it. You
you
gotta
have
be
to
like,
let me in your club too.
Mom says you gotta let me in your club too.
Oh, I get it. That made it
Sure.
funny. That's
You have
the
to let
joke
your
was.
little brother
That
in
did not make it I
Little
made
brother
it funny.
Poland.
The line didn't. All right, Mom, go ahead.
Tucker Carlson is launching his own streaming service.
Nice.
Yeah, he will be charging $72 per year for a subscription. He promises to tell the unadorned truth, which proves the old saying, the unadorned truth is $6 per month.
Man, I was hoping it was going to be an OnlyFans.
It's the only way you would see it, huh?
Where's Tucker? Where's Tucker tucking it today? Sorry.
I'd pay $6 for that.
I would not.
Oh my God. In California, a wildlife officer is being praised for the daring rescue of a doe in the redwood forest after a mudslide left it stranded on the edge of a cliff. The officer shimmied his way along the cliff wall, clinging to any possible handhold, tying a harness around the doe for rescuers to lift it to safety. A park spokesman told Stand Up for News that they were relieved the officer was safe, but for a few moments there, he was really hanging on for dear life. Yes, they really did say that.
Oh yeah, did Homer Simpson ever get it back?
I don't.
His dough?
His dough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He never lost his dough.
It's funny to see a
I
cop
bet they made
trying
a
to
pizza
save
with
a
it.
dough instead of a donut this time. You know?
Pizza this joke.
Usually that's all they do.
All right, we'll try this again. Apps and websites that are apps and websites that use artificial intelligence to undress women in photos are soaring in popularity, according to Jim's web browser. I've always just done the same thing using my own imagination, James. You're ripped. You sure hit the gym a lot. You know, okay, this is. Well, I'm sorry, I picked up his journal entry.
Our sex
I
abuse,
apologize. This
our
is his
sex
journal.
abuse in the
That's what
bedroom doesn't
12/9
count.
was. It was the date that you wrote this. You know?
So,
Dear diary.
Yeah.
so in like layman's terms, they go online and then like push buttons to undress people?
I mean, you tell us, Jim, because I've never heard of this.
I was kind of confused with that
Like
story.
artificial intelligence that undress people. That's not, you're using it in all the wrong ways.
Did artificial intelligence write that joke?
I think it did.
It would have probably been funny.
This would have been writing on
That's where
painkillers,
he gets the
guys.
material. You got an AI app. Write me a funny white guy joke. And it just pops this stuff right out. All right. A child driving a stolen forklift destroys 10 cars up in Michigan, you guys, in Ann Arbor. Yeah, as he was chased by the police at an intense 25-mile-per-hour chase. Yeah. How do you think that one ended for the kid, huh? Yeah. He came to a fork in the road.
Oh.
Yeah. He said why he did it after he was caught was his mommy says he's too little to use forks. He doesn't need a baby spoon anymore.
He ran away. He had enough of my. I just came from Michigan, and that sounds like the best driver. So that's right up there. So
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. What do you? All right, go ahead, Mom.
An extremely rare white alligator was born at a Florida reptile
What?
park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, even though the gator is only a few days old, it's already making 40% more than its counterparts.
Hey, can I just say? Look,
Blow that
thanks, did I
whistle.
give you this? Let me add and tag to that first, Jim. Yeah, after they found the little fella, what was it called? A leucistic alligator? A white alligator? Yeah, a pure white alligator, you guys. Just like all the UFF fans. The UFF of Florida, yeah. They can tell it's a white alligator other than its white color and appearance, by the fact that it doesn't season its food. And it can't dance very well either. For an alligator, it really can't jump very high. Okay, Jim, what do you think about white alligators? You're pretty
Well,
keen on
you're pretty white there yourself, James.
same complexion as you. Actually,
Hey, it's been a while since I've been out there.
You're both scaly and
So, James, did you know that
creatures?
the white alligator has its own section of the park to itself, is fed a special diet, and has round-the-clock veterinary care? The green-colored alligators at the facility claim they aren't getting equal treatment and that the new gator is benefiting from its white privilege. Oh, what a crock. Cry me some crocodile tears already, will you? What do you want? Affirmative alligator action.
Dude, the black alligators are calling them cracker gators. They don't like that at all.
It's just
yeah.
interesting that the zoo decided to name him Shaquanda.
They
That's the one thing that was a little strange.
Honky gators instead. Call them honky gators. Shaquanda the honky gator. She's cute though. She is.
Be careful, kids. You can feed Shaquanda.
19 centimeters long. That cute
Don't
little.
put no seasoning on it.
She'll season her chickens, I promise. Yeah. In Washington State this week, a semi-truck overturned, spilling an entire load of eggs onto the freeway everywhere, you guys. Yeah. It took forever to clean it up, they said. Their mommy hens are all mourning and are clucking furious. This yolk is extremely punny. Stupid. Here, I'll bounce back. A leopard was caught on a viral video hunting down wild dogs and tearing them up, you guys.
Oh.
Y'all should see the video of this dog slaying some cougars.
Hey.
No.
I've had that video.
Okay, Senator Marwayne, why am I saying that wrong? Marwayne Mullen, Senator Marwayne Mullen from Oklahoma criticized Matt Gaetz of living off his daddy's money. This was in response to Gaetz posting that Mullen's net worth, he posted Mullen's net worth and suggesting that okay, let's try this again.
I was just mulling over.
We're just making all this up. We all had like way too many drinks.
I was just mulling over whether to let you finish that joke.
She was trying to get to the finish line, crawling her way to the end, and she was like, you know what? Start over.
In just regular terms, Matt Gaetz is saying, senators, if you're in the Senate, you shouldn't be allowed to invest in the stock market, because he posted that this guy's since he's been a senator has gotten like $20 million.
Right.
Yeah. So Mullen said, "Oh, what does Matt Gaetz know? He's just living off his daddy's money." In response, Matt Gaetz said, "Shut up, Beavis."
My mom made most of the money.
Damn it, buddy. You never let me do anything.
Shut up, Beavis.
The fact you told that joke twice. You got laughs for not telling it right and laughs for the joke.
You got to laugh for Beavis.
It's pretty awesome. That's how we stand for the news, you guys. Captain Jim, tell a very long and over-detailed joke, please.
It would be my pleasure. Republican Senator and He-Man villain Rick Scott has written to the Commerce Secretary claiming Chinese garlic is unsafe, citing unsanitary production methods, including growing garlic in sewage. However, a study from the University of Quebec says there is no evidence that sewage is used as fertilizer for growing garlic in China, and even if it was, human waste is a safe and effective fertilizer. Well, of course, Rick Scott would get this wrong. He's not exactly the brightest bulb growing in the sewer.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly what his head looks like.
It's a real story.
Senator
This is what your senator is doing.
Senator
James.
Skeletor, what are you doing, man?
I know, man.
I'll get you, He-Man.
You tell me.
All right. Go ahead, fellas.
All right.
Point at the joke
He's
that
picking
you want
one out
to
for me.
tell.
Okay. An American chocolatier has been charged in death of a Canadian animation pioneer and his wife at Caribbean resort. Why can't none of us can read? I want the audience to know. This is this is secretly a court-ordered literacy class.
Yeah,
we're all here because we're learning how to getting our GED in prison.
It's illiterate.
Okay, let's try this again. An American chocolatier, that word doesn't help, by the way, has been charged in death of Canadian animation pioneer and his wife at Caribbean resort, allegedly over. It is written stupid. That's not my fault. This was a trick this whole time. I read that so right. Okay.
I'm gonna give him this
Caribbean
crazy
resort.
thing.
At a Caribbean resort.
Thanks,
Yeah. At a Caribbean resort.
Sponsors are loving you,
Over a
Jim.
dispute about access to a private road. Let me
Why don't you start over?
Wait,
with
I'm just
Robin?
gonna break it down. A guy who makes chocolate killed his wife.
Here we
Who's
go.
an animation pioneer at a Caribbean
Let's get to the
resort,
gist of it.
right? To access a private road. That's why they say she killed him.
Well, that's the dispute.
This is like
Good enough for
this
me.
is like Willy Wonka number 4, like Willy Wonka 4, the untold stories. You know, like behind the scenes.
Was she an
Candy
Oprah
maybe.
Who does this guy think he is? Killy Wonka? Oh, yeah, that's on the Hershey Highway to Death. All that.
Killy Wonka.
Killy Wonka.
Oh my
That's
God.
what, you know.
Thanks, Jim. I know.
You would think he
never
would
do
have had
that
some
to you.
Oompa Loompas
I'll
do
do
his
it.
dirty work for him.
I'm gonna
You know?
try so hard.
Oompa Loompa,
So-
where can we bury your wife for you? How about by the apple tree, maybe.
Oh my God, Jim. You made him read
That
that.
was funny.
Yeah.
You're a mean friend.
Yeah, the fact that it was
That's what
that was
friends
way
are
too
for.
that was written way too wrong for how white you are. You know, that was way too wrong. I had way too many typos
Sound
for
like
your
Yoda wrote that,
for your class in the system.
I'm a little ashamed of my editing.
That's a setup.
skills
Make the
on that
minority
one.
look more illiterate.
It was a 3-paragraph setup for a 2-word punchline.
Yeah, I had to read the
Page
first
2.
chapter of Willy Wonka.
Oh, page 2, Kelly Wonka.
Something called like an audiobook.
All right, Mr. Wonka. Let me tell you this one now. A recycling plant worker last week finds a gold ring in a sorting and returns it to the owner after the owner had them frantically searching for it when it fell into the recycling bins, you guys. It's a
Oh.
friggin' miracle. Oh, my God, he got his ring. The man who found it said to the owner when he returned it, he said, "Here's your stupid precious."
My precious.
My precious.
Yo, but it fell into the sewer?
Yeah, I guess it was invisible. He couldn't find it or something. The joke goes with the
No,
movie.
I'm just surprised.
No, he was recycling stuff and it fell in the recycling bin.
Oh, in the recycling bin.
Yeah, and then
That's
it got.
not impressive.
then it
You
got
found your
all
ring
the
from a
way.
recycling
Did
bin.
he find it?
Oh,
Who
got all
says
the way.
this ring? It probably wasn't his in the first.
Oh,
one.
he got-
Was it bigger? Was it like one of those wiener ring things?
Yeah, maybe he
With-
lied.
Why
junk?
was his winger ring in the
Yeah,
sewer?
because that's like.
It might be recyclable.
What
You
size
don't know.
rings is-
I mean, yeah, I can understand why you get confused. You know,
All
it's
right.
rubber. You don't know if that's recyclable.
A Florida family finds a snake in their sock drawer in a viral video this week, you guys. Yeah, no one wants to see my snake in my drawers video though. For some reason, and it was even wearing a sock in mine. All right, go ahead, Mom.
All right, that was words put
Snake.
together.
Was it a little kiss kick snake?
He's an anaconda, black anaconda.
Okay, I'm going to do my.
His nickname is Killy Wonka.
Chili Saka.
Yeah, Jim named it that personally for me.
That's your new nickname. Your new stage name is going to be Captain Killy
When I
Wonka.
was out, when I was hitting the gym, you know, we're doing a bunch of callbacks. Go ahead, Robin. Sorry, tell
Oh,
the news.
that's okay. I'm going to tell my history joke
Let's
because
see.
I'm
was it history time? Yeah, you're right.
2008.
For
This
history.
way back to 2008.
So my history joke goes back to 1985. A lady by the name of Wilma Mankiller was the first woman to serve as the major Native American tribe leader. She was sworn in as chief of the Cherokee Nation. She was later replaced by Linda Take a Chill Pill.
I was going to say, do you think she married into that name?
I was trying to write something for that too.
Yeah.
I was like, well, the guys didn't have a choice. They were scared of her name or whatever. But damn, that was a good one, Mom.
Nice one.
And you read it without having to start over.
Yeah.
Good job. It took us 49 minutes and 28 seconds to get there. Jim, how long is this joke you're going to tell?
Very short. Back in 1979 this week, British punk rock band The Clash released its breakthrough album, London Calling. The next year, they released a follow-up album titled London Calling Collect. Do you accept the charges? It didn't do as well.
Oh, man. Back to current news. Taco Bell is bringing back its double-decker taco.
Hey.
Once I had that taco, and I took a double-decker in their crapper at the old Bell. Yeah. Okay, Mom, I don't have history, so you can take it over with the history.
Okay.
History a little
Laughs
bit.
from the past. Go ahead. I'm just interjecting with current stuff. I didn't write history because I got more other stuff, too.
Let's see
Go
what
ahead.
happened today in history.
Let's see. This week in history. Let's go back a little bit farther. October 26, 1970, Muhammad Ali returned to the boxing ring after being barred from fighting after he refused to be inducted into the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War. Trump paid homage to the fighter by saying, "Why didn't you just lie about having bone spurs?"
Works every time. All right, this week in 1760, American Revolutionary soldier Deborah Sampson, who assumed a man's identity in order to join the 4th Massachusetts Regiment, was born. During the war, her identity was discovered and revealed by Ron DeSantis' great-great-great-grandfather, who demanded she be expelled from the Continental Army and her regiment fined for violating Virginia's ban on enlisting trans soldiers. The incident proved, as always, that don't say gay is unpatriotic.
I wonder if DeSantis' grandpa also had the elevated boots.
Yeah, dude, he didn't have to be on a horse. He was just...
Oh, Nostradamus was born today in history. I knew that. Yeah, but back then they never saw it coming, though.
They did.
Yeah, shit. Congress passes a $886 billion defense policy. Biden is set to sign it into law tomorrow, you guys. Zelensky said, Dyakuyu, which is thanks for your money, you guys, in Ukrainian. You're welcome. I don't pay taxes.
Spoken like a man killer.
Oh, Tommy DeVito's agent. You guys know that guy? Yeah, he's all over he's a hot topic on social media. Tommy DeVito's agent. You see that guy, the quarterback for the New York Giants, the Italian-American quarterback, and his agent? His agent was also seen during halftime. He's so Italian, he was seen during halftime slicing garlic with a razor blade.
So it liquefied when it hit the pan.
It's really a great method or whatever. Elon Musk, he restores a X account for a conspiracy theorist guy, Alex Jones. My ex has a big mouth too, like that guy, but on no account will I ever restore her musky ex. That was hard.
Yeah, we are bringing high quality to the airwaves today.
Elon Musk restores X account for the one conspiracy theorist guy, Alex Jones. My ex has a big mouth just like that guy, and on no account I'd ever restore that musky X. I screwed it up again.
Okay, well, almost got there.
Almost
got there. Can we get a whistle for that?
No, I do not deserve that. I don't deserve chocolate milk. And I don't deserve a whistle.
Oh, man, you got no treats today.
That's for
No
good
treats
people.
at all.
That's for
Don't
good
beat
people.
yourself up so bad.
The holidays.
All right. Anybody got any more history? Because I'm
Yes.
about to go to the weather.
This week
otherwise.
in 1960, a U.S. Boeing B-52 bomber sets a 10,000-mile nonstop record without refueling. The pilot's wife begged him to pull over and ask directions, but he insisted they had plenty of fuel and he knew where he was going.
I got a history one today. Like I said, George Washington, the first president of the United States of America, in case you guys didn't know who that was.
George Washington.
Yes. He
Okay.
died at age 67 today in 1799.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy to think that a president died 50 years younger than our current president. You
You see
Pretty
that
impossible.
guy? He's on the money. You seen him on the money?
Yeah.
He's on the dollar money and quarter money.
Yeah.
The
Biden?
metal kind and the paper kind. No,
Yeah.
George Washington.
Biden is so that he
On
should
the
be
money, dude, it always says, "In God we trust." Did you ever read that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But which God are they talking about? They're talking about that one God that let his kid get nailed to a cross and killed. Is
I don't
that
think
the
it's
guy
that
that
one.
I'm
No,
supposed to trust?
no, probably
That
not.
God?
think
Just
it's
saying,
Zeus.
because literally that guy, Jesus guy in the Bible that got nailed to the cross,
yeah,
you
I
heard of
remember.
him? Yeah, his last words literally was, "Father, why have you forsaken me?" And you want me to trust that God?
I think it's a Scientology God, right? That's what I was.
Isn't there like
Whatever.
a God of trust?
Whatever
like
the
Greek
like an
stuff?
alien or something?
Alien gods would never kill like their own son let their own son die on a cross. Just saying. Okay, that didn't go over that great. I'm not going to blame that on another comic.
Dick Colligan.
Robin
what are you
did
doing?
not write that. Jim did not write that.
It was Dick Colligan, wasn't it?
Scott did not write. Nobody wrote that.
I think it was.
I wrote it.
I think today it's not about writing; it's about reading. So.
Might be tied to one
Let's get to the weather.
They go hand in
Can we
hand.
get to the weather, you guys? I am Mac James, your weatherman, and today's weather is I'm not sure if Santa is whether he's so white that he doesn't bring little presents. He forgets to bring presents to little African American kids, and his excuse is he thinks they only celebrate Kwanzaa.
Oh man, no one celebrates Kwanzaa. What happened?
Well, that's his white excuse.
Yeah. It's a white. I get it.
That's how white Santa is. I'm not sure whether that's his excuse.
You think he
That's the
implanted
weather.
it? Is that a conspiracy? He created Kwanzaa just so he doesn't have to.
I'm not sure if Santa is. It's my other weather. I'm not sure whether Santa's suit is really red. I think it's actually white, and he's such a fat slob that after he's eating ribs, he wipes his barbecue sauce on it, and it just stained it red.
It was a little orange last time I looked at it.
That's my weather about Santa, Mom. You got any weather for that? How's the weather this week?
I have a
If you-
recycled weather joke.
I'm not sure whether you're going to be able to finish it and start over.
Weather joke. Britney Spears has a new memoir out. Fans and readers of the book are trying to decide whether her family is horrible or terribly horrible.
Terribly horrible.
They're awfully horrible.
They're awfully terribly horrible.
That's awesome. You got through that one, man. We're all having a little trouble reading today, but I wouldn't want to have to read Jim's stuff. Either.
No, this is definitely.
I think it's more of a physical thing for.
This is definitely
for Randy to
third
read
grade
your
level
material.
stuff here.
His body won't say the words. His mind can read them. He's like, no, I can't.
James, I don't know whether this happened, but a senior BBC News anchor has apologized after she was caught giving the finger live on air in what she called a private joke between her and her camera crew. I don't see what the big deal is. In fact, Mac James is giving us all the finger right now. You've never got in trouble for that before,
I'm
have
not
you?
doing that again.
And finally, for the weather, I don't know after this show whether or not all of us are going to be hooked on hard liquor or hooked on phonics. One or the other.
That'd be prescription drugs.
I think it's going to be hooked on phonics is what we need.
I want to know why the Bible in the room has a tear in the page, and it's
that's
what happened there.
That happened before our show.
Like, is there a ghost in here? There a demon that ripped it or something? The demon of WTAN ripped
It's
the
a
Bible.
torn
while we were
Bible.
gone.
That's
Who
not a
does
bad
that?
omen, is
It
it?
wasn't like
It's
that
bad
last
luck.
week.
Maybe it depends on what part of the Bible.
It's the ghost of Kenny,
a pretty
man.
crappy part of the Bible.
All right, well, guys, we've covered everything but plugs. So I'm going to plug a show at Ordinance 1 on December 20th on Wednesday. It's the Santa Claus roast, and I'm going to be the first up. Me and a few other comics are going to roast Santa Claus. It's going to be a
take
great
that,
show. Come on
Santa.
out and check it out, you guys.
Okay.
I already started a little practice on you there.
I've got Ybor City this week. I'm doing a little something different called the Whinge Fest. I'm not doing comedy per se. I wrote a scripted podcast.
Oh, I saw that, girl. It was awesome.
Yeah, and I'm just doing like a kind of more of a reading. I asked a buddy of mine to help me, and it's doing more like a kind of a reader's theater. It's only about 10 minutes. And
Notice you didn't ask any of us.
yeah, the key's
Especially after
reading.
today,
Well, we
I
need
can
to
understand
read.
why
That's a key
after
word.
this.
Anybody have any reading gigs for us?
Yeah.
I'm not winning best of the bear.
Oh, I also forgot. I'm doing double duty on Sunday on Sunshine Comedy Club at 7 o'clock. Yeah, Jeff Luis is, he graciously asked me to be a part of his show that he's
Oh,
headlining.
nice.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Awesome.
He's a great
Awesome. So
guy.
you'll be doing a
I mean, I
feature?
love Jeff. He's awesome.
Just
I
a
love that
guest.
guy.
Yeah, he's a really sweet
Jeff
guy.
Lewis? We sat there. Oh, that's it. Okay. Stand up for news.
Clap, clap.
Stand up for news.
Clap, clap.
You can stand up for you.
Clap, clap.
You can stand up too.
Don't sit down.
Clap,
Clap,
dude. Please
Stand up now.
clap, clap.
Stand up for news.
Clap, clap, clap.
Yeah, stand up for news.